This episode of Profiles in Risk is sponsored by InsurTech Insights New York City, the largest InsurTech conference of the spring season. Join us on June 5th and 6th in New York City at the beautiful Javits Center as we dive into the future of insurance technology. Use discount code INERDS25 to save 25% on your ticket. See you in New York! Hello and welcome to Profiles in Risk. This is your host, Tony Cañas, and it's Friday, April 26th. I did not sleep well last night, so I'm a little loopy today. And the camera is a little loopy because I am in the new apartment in Atlanta, and the microphone finally came out, so I'm very happy about that. But the nice camera is not yet set up. So the result of that is this in and out of my microphone. And unfortunately, if I turn off the blur, you can see my crazy hair. So we're living with it. Hopefully it doesn't give anybody seizures. All right, so today I have with me Alex Branning, founder of Agent CRM. And I slowed down to say that because we went back and forth like 16 times before I finally understood the name of the company. Agent CRM. So Alex, thank you for joining me today. How's it going?
Hey, thank you, Tony. Man, it's so good to be on the show. I've been following the podcast for years now, so the opportunity to be a guest is humbling. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. For the listeners, even though we are 540 episodes plus in, and we are the largest podcast in the insurtech space, getting on the show is quite easy. If you're a founder of some sort, just message me. If you're within the insurtech space, I probably want you on the show. All right. So we met at InsurTech New York just a few weeks ago in the Chelsea Piers in New York. But according to my LinkedIn, you are based in Southern California. So are you in Southern California?
I actually live in New York City. I need to hop on LinkedIn and change it. LinkedIn is one of those social media platforms for me where I get so many spam messages that I'm just like, I'm not going to log in. And so it's outdated. So,
okay, no worries, no worries.
So that's on me. So I post on there all the time, but I haven't updated it. I am in Lower Manhattan, New York City, right by the Stock Exchange building.
Okay, so you gave up the best weather in the U.S. Now, you had the combination of the best weather in the U.S. with like the third worst cost of living, right? San Francisco and New York being kind of first, and then LA being second. So you gave up the really nice weather, which it's fine if you're going to get better cost of living, but you moved to bad weather and worse cost of living. Why?
There is nothing like living in New York City, Tony. There is the energy out here is incredible.
That is true.
And you have to choose to stay inside and be bored. There's just so many things going on all the time. And I have my daughter, we moved here 2 years ago when she was a freshman in high school. And we wanted to give her a New York experience for high school. And so she graduates in a couple of years. So we're just having a blast, man. Life out here in New York City is like super fun. So we love it. It is expensive to live here, but thankfully we can afford it. And we're just having a great time living it up.
Fantastic. Great endorsement for New York. So we always give the guest a chance to give the elevator pitch. What is Agency CRM?
Yeah, Agent CRM was built 2.5 years ago by us. It was right in the middle of the pandemic. So I've been in marketing since I was 17 years old. I just turned 40. And when the pandemic happened, my phone rang off the hook and my marketing agency quadrupled in size almost instantly. From February to March, we went from doing 40 a month to 160 a month, literally overnight. It almost broke us. But I knew after having to help out that many agents that quickly, that all of the software that was out there, it was kind of a hassle, right? You had to duct tape 7 different things to try to get one marketing campaign to work. And so we built Agent CRM as a marketing and sales platform specifically for insurance agents so that you could do everything under one roof. And since then, we have grown it and just continued to develop it. We now serve over 10,000 insurance agents on the platform. It is an AI-powered machine now. So as new tools come out, we take those tools and say, how can insurance agents use these tools to grow their business? And also, how can we make sure that these tools help our agents stay compliant. That's a huge thing right now. And so that's who we are. We built a system that we needed in the marketing space, and then we built what I consider to be one of the best support infrastructures around. With support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on live chat. We have a phone support team, live Zoom. You can hop in and talk to one of our team members during business hours. And then, of course, email and a very active Facebook community so we can help out and share success stories. So it started with building something we needed. We've grown it into something where we can support agents at the very highest level possible. And we continue to build and innovate and grow the platform to serve agents at the highest level. Because at the end of the day, Tony, and you've seen this, agents are in a lot of ways really getting squeezed on all sides right now, whether it's by compliance, regulation, different companies coming out who want to eliminate the agent and go straight to the consumer. And so we have to build things so that agents can not only survive but thrive in this changing environment.
All right. Okay. So 20 years of marketing experience.
Mm-hmm.
I've never worked in an agency. I have served agencies in many ways as an underwriter, as a sales manager. My girlfriend worked in a large agency for 7 years. I'm a recruiter for agencies, but I've never worked in one agency. Okay, so you mentioned the whole like several platforms.
Yeah.
So why were several platforms needed? So give me an idea of kind of what the I don't even know what the proper terminology is. What the marketing journey from like finding a prospect to renewing it every year. What did that look like?
So you had the technology stack for our marketing campaigns. We went from a Facebook ad. The Facebook ad went to a funnel. At the time, we built everything on ClickFunnels.
Mm-hmm.
And then when somebody opted into the campaign, then a text had to be sent and an email. Well, the text service was something, I forget the name of it now. There was a few different ones that we used because there wasn't a single platform that could receive the lead and send a text. And then the email system inside of ClickFunnels wasn't great 4 years ago. And so we used another email service like Aweber or something similar to send the emails. We used Zapier so that we could connect all of the dots together, right? And then internally, we were using a tool called Trello to project manage and keep track of all the stats. And then we had the agents CRM, right? So whether they were using HubSpot or Google Sheets or something else, we had to take the lead and put it somewhere where they could store it or keep everything organized. And so those are all the different various pieces that we had to use. And that's not including a phone system because they had to be able to call the prospects that came in. So that's 7 different pieces of software just to execute a well-run marketing campaign.
Okay, so doing it that way was inefficient.
Yes, very expensive.
Expensive, yes, I was thinking of that. Multiple subscriptions. And probably hard to update, right? So when you read a new best practice or anyway, you have a new way that you want to try to do something, you might have to change 4 of those pieces, right? So okay. So what does it look like now with your product?
So Agent CRM is the all-in-one marketing platform. So we have a Facebook ads launching tool inside of Agent CRM, so you never have to get into the manager, which is great. The funnel is built in Agent CRM. You can text inside of Agent CRM. It's got a power dialer. You can send emails from Agent CRM. It's got the CRM itself, the customer relationship manager, with the pipelines and all that fun stuff. And then internally, we have the projects that we keep track of inside of Agent CRM for us to build out. And so we've literally taken 7 tools and put it all inside of one and executed at a high level. And now, because they're all talking to each other, like you said, things change like compliance and things like what just came out in December. with the FCC saying permission to contact and changing all those guidelines and rules. It was very, I won't say easy because, we do manage over 10,000 agents, but we were able to put out, hey, here's the bulletin. If you're running these few campaigns, make sure that make these changes. And then for all the texts that go out, don't worry, we've already updated your system. Now your text messages are going to be compliant, across the board. So it was a lot easier for us to keep our agents compliant, keep everything running smooth, and make changes as they needed to make changes.
Right. And I'm guessing normally we're talking about pricing later in the conversation, but since it came up, I'm guessing that the pricing is a third of what it was to have 10 different tools.
Yeah, I mean, ClickFunnels alone for us was $297 a month. Agent CRM is only $97 a month, and it includes everything that I just mentioned.
Is that $97 per user?
Mm-hmm. So it's per account. So you can have your VAs in there at no additional cost. You could have your marketing team in there at no additional cost. So the way I look at it is it's $97 per book of business, right? So, if it's you and you're growing your book of business and you have team members that help you individually grow your book of business, it's $97. If you're going to have, if Alex and Tony are two agents in the same office, but we have different books of business because we're independent, then Alex and Tony would have their own account under Agent CRM.
Okay, that's a fair way to do it. It still seems very well priced, but that's a good way to do it. All right. Is it built on top of Salesforce?
It's actually built on top of a system called Go High Level. So Go High Level is a marketing platform. What we did is we said, how are we going to take this and skinny it down for insurance agents? And so, because insurance agents are unique, when you're looking for an online marketing agency as an insurance agent, most of them have no idea about the buying cycle of insurance. They don't understand that you cannot discount things or, provide coupon codes to get people to take action, right? And so a lot of the tools that marketing agencies use to drive traffic simply won't work in the insurance space because a lot of their tools are price-based or urgency-based. And we can't control those things in the insurance space. The price is what it is. And, there's really no urgency. There's not a President's Day sale on insurance, right? So there's no like this expires at this time. And so we have to look at the sales cycle a little bit differently, number one. Number two, they can't buy it online, right? The agents have to get on the phone and say, okay, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like at least there has to be a connection point. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, there is ways to buy insurance online, but still, I would say 95% of agents have set up their business in such a way where they still talk to a client even briefly over the phone before submitting the application for underwriting. So, so it's just a different sales cycle that we have to keep in mind when we're doing online marketing for agents.
All right.
Yeah.
No, normally, I'm always asking about implementation. So in this case, if it does the entire marketing cycle, then I really only needed to plug into my AMS, my agency management system, or for Canadian brokers, BMS. So what is that implementation like? And especially when it comes to the big ones, to Epic and AMS 360, Hawksoft.
Yeah, we have great relationships with, many of the big AMSs. And so what we recommend that our agents do is as soon as a client is won, you just mark it as one or add it to the pipeline as one, and then our system can connect to Hawksoft, Epic, etc., and send the client over. And so now all of that information is stored in your AMS. So, when it comes to marketing, there's a lot of people that you're going to talk to that are going to get in your database that are not yet prospects. You can definitely move those folks over into your AMS system. Duplication of data is very smart. Or you can choose just to move over your clients. And so now your AMS is only managing your book of business instead of, your prospects and your book of business. Either way, Agent CRM can communicate really well, but it is we do have it set up. Like I said, we have great relationships with many of them. We have personal contacts over there at many of the different companies that serve large agencies and brokers. So, but yeah, that's a great question. So we get asked all the time, is there an easy way for me to make sure that my data is, that my clients are in a place where the upline can see it, where the carriers can see it, in a place where they feel safe and comfortable knowing the data is secure. So yes, the answer is yes.
All right. Pricing we talked about, although we didn't talk about commitment. So $96 a month per book of business. Is that a year commitment? Is that a month to month?
It's month to month. The way I look at it, Tony, is I got to earn your business every single month. So, there's a lot of different options out there when it comes to insurance agents marketing. Things are changing, it feels like, on a regular basis. It feels like every month, at least in 2024 so far, things have been changing, and new regulations are coming out regarding the use of AI and your phone system, and the permission to contact with leads, and there's just a lot happening right now. And so I understand, agents are making changes, and they're making sure that every system they use is compliant and something that their upline approves of. And so you're not attached or stuck with me month to month. I will say most of our users stick around for a long time, because we continue to earn their business. And so so yeah. So but yeah, you're not stuck with us. You can
Is
try
the
us out for 14 days and decide to stay as long as you want.
is this specifically designed for PNC, PNC Personal Alliance, PNC Personal Commercial, life, health, auto? like
Yeah.
are you specifically targeted towards a particular type of insurance business, or?
Yeah. So we can serve an insurance agent that sells any line of insurance. But I will say most of our insurance agents that we serve tend to be in the life insurance and health insurance space. So we have about 10,000 users. 40% of them are life insurance, selling term, final expense, mortgage protection, et cetera, et cetera. About 30% of our users are health, and underneath the broad umbrella of like health and Medicare. That number shifts pretty dramatically starting in September, because a lot of these guys sign
Open
up for
enrollment.
the sales and marketing platform, right? And then come February, March, they go, cool, we'll see you in a few months. And they're,
Interesting.
yeah.
And you don't force them into a year contract.
Right, exactly. I don't. So they can, if they want to bounce and take a pause, they can. But and then the rest of them, the rest of our users, the other 30% are primarily PNC. We have a few commercial mixed in there. But we really made a name for ourselves in the life insurance space. So amongst the companies like, Symmetry and FFL and those types of, large organizations, they really were attracted to what we're doing here over at Agent CRM. And then on the health side, we got a ton of United Health and Health Markets agents that have come over, and they love Agent CRM. And because one of the things that we built into Agent CRM wasn't just all the tools, but we also took a lot of these marketing campaigns. The reason why our phone was ringing off the hook, we took a lot of those marketing campaigns and just placed them right inside of Agent CRM. So all you have to do is just click a button, modify it for your brand, and then you have these marketing campaigns that are ready to go. The way I look at it is my software needs to make the agent money. It can't be an expense, because expenses you cut. But if Agent CRM is an investment in your business and you're like, hey, this is helping me retain my clients, get more referrals, etc., you're going to keep it. And so we have over 160 marketing campaigns that are readily available inside of the platform, all free and included in the price. And then we are adding more, on a regular basis, and tweaking it to include AI. We have some really cool AI tools in there now. So yeah, it's exciting, man. It's an exciting world in the insurance space.
So you already addressed this a little bit. You kind of got ahead of the question I was going to ask. But so I I signed up,
Mhm.
tie it to my agency management system, uh, and do I need to build my messaging, or is there a bunch of templates?
We have a ton. Yeah, we have a lot of presets built into it. So, depending on what you sell. So, for example, if you're PNC, we have a full build out for, PNC lines, auto, home, etc. Not only do we have funnels that you can just put your logo on there and now it's ready to go to accept, quote requests and things like that, but we have automations on the back end as well. So when someone submits a quote, the pipelines that are back there so you can keep track of where they are in the buyer cycle. So yeah, so we have a lot of this stuff built out. Our goal is to make it so that you can sign up for Agent CRM and have it start becoming an investment into your business, within 7 days of you signing up. So I mean, there's a lot that you could build out, right? Just with any marketing platform, there's a lot of things that you can do. But my goal is to make it so that you get a return on your investment within 7 days. Most of our agents that sign up for Agent CRM sign up, they set up their A2P, which in other platforms is a huge hassle. But for us, we usually get A2P verified within 24 hours. For those of you that are like, what's A2P? That is the application to PIR. It's the whole phone changes that happened last August. Every single phone number must be registered now with the carriers, or when you call, it comes up as spam likely. However, when you get it verified, then it comes up as your name. So when I call you from the name from my agent CRM, it says Alex Branning Agency on it. And so you're much more likely to pick up the phone when it has a name. Anyway, so we got the A2P stuff. You import your leads, and then we have a revive dead leads campaign. And so if you've got a lead, you never closed them, you want to get back on the phone with them, you can just, modify that revive dead leads campaign, make sure it's got your voice, your style, it's already built out. You just got to look at it and just tweak some words if you want, right? So, for example, one of our clients was a really cool dude in Texas, and he ended every single message with like, bless you, John, right? Because that's just how he talks, right? So, anyway, the Revive Dead Leads campaign is in there. Send it out to the people that you haven't talked to in a while. You want to see if they're interested. And then just watch as your phone starts to ring. So, and that's how we're able to show like, hey, look, see our marketing campaigns, they generate money for you. It works. And so yeah, so that Revive Dead Leads campaign is ready to rock and roll inside of an agent CRM account. And then you can build on it as you need, right? So if you need a way to generate auto insurance quotes, we have those campaigns. If you need home insurance, we have them. If you need life insurance, we have them, et cetera, et cetera.
Is it mostly meant for renewals and what's it called, cross selling, or is it mostly meant for new business, or it really covers both worlds?
Yeah, it's really a lot. Like the way that I had this conversation. I was invited to a mastermind with a whole bunch of seven-figure agency owners in Nashville, and almost all of them use my system, which is really cool. And they were saying, "Hey, Alex, how would you decide or describe Agent CRM?" Because a lot of them have been using Agent CRM for years. Many of them started using it when they first got into the business in the pandemic, and then they grew their agency to 7 figures on their own hard work. The platform was just a part of the success. And now they're like, how would you describe it? And the way I describe Agent CRM is our tool helps you maximize the profit in your pipeline, right? And so, a lot of agencies buy leads. Right? So let's just use some like round numbers, right? So let's say you're a life insurance agent and you're buying exclusive leads for $25 each. And the average commission is $500. Again, I'm using really round numbers just for the sake of the conversation. So if I can help you get your closing ratio from 1 in 6, which is 16%, to 1 in 4, which is 25% closing, that 9% difference is a 70% profit margin bump, right? So we're talking about minor, small changes. Like, how can we improve every step of the buyer cycle? Because just a couple 1% improvements in how you communicate with your prospects can create a very large difference in your profit margin. And so we built Agent CRM to really maximize the profit in your pipeline, both in new leads, but also in retention. That's a huge deal. And then referrals and cross-selling. So we really want to make it so that you're closing deals on the front end and set up to then close more deals on the back end. One of the things that we found really interesting, Tony, talking about cross-selling, so we're working with a Medicare agent, and last year, him and his office, they closed 1,300 about Medicare. They signed up 1,300 Medicare clients. Phenomenal. And right before open enrollment, we set up one automation, and the automation was if they didn't get a dental policy with the agent on the phone, then they were put inside a column in their pipeline called Medicare No Dental. So if they won the prospect, they went into one of two columns: Medicare with dental, Medicare no dental. Well, we helped him write an email campaign for the ones that went into the Medicare no dental. And the emails, it was like a 3 email sequence. And it was like, hey, I'm so sorry, Tony. It looks like I didn't even bring up dental insurance while we were on the phone together. I would love to serve and support your family by providing, them with dental insurance. If you're open to that, schedule a call with me. This calendar is just to fix my issue or fix my error of not talking to you about dental insurance. And just that, it was a 15-minute call because, there's not a lot to go over on dental insurance. Either want it or you don't. And that one automation, Tony, resulted in 427 dental policies sold last year. That one automation. So it was one cross-selling automation, 427 dental policies, just by sending a couple emails and saying, oops, and then getting him to schedule a phone call with a person on his team to help him get that set up. So it's just one example of a way how automation can help an agent dramatically increase their profit.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic example. The word AI is the new blockchain. So a couple of years ago, or 3 years ago, every conversation we had on the podcast, they were using blockchain for something. Now I never hear about blockchain. And since ChatGPT, now everybody is using AI. And yeah, AI was already popular before, but with Gen AI, now everybody is using AI, and it's a little bit hard to differentiate between the real things and it's just an API call to ChatGPT on the background. So and the client doesn't care how it's done, right? What are the things that it can do now thanks to AI that it couldn't do a couple of years ago before AI?
Yeah. So I'm focused on the sales and marketing side of it, so I can tell you on that end. So, at InsurTech where we met, there's some really cool stuff coming out for, risk management, document reading, the whole nine. But for sales and marketing, we've set up a customer support chatbot for our agents. And so you can have this chatbot read an entire website, right? So for example, United Health is a company that we do a lot of work with their agents. So we can have this chatbot read the entire United Health website. And on the agent site itself, it can answer questions about what's in the policies, etc. And because it's connected to their calendar in Agent CRM, because there is an online booking system like Calendly. I call it Calendly 2.0, but it can say, "Hey, are you available for a call tomorrow, Tony? Agent Alex has slots open at 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And it goes, yeah, I am. Tony, I don't have your phone number on file. What's the best phone number for Agent Alex to call tomorrow at 3 o'clock? And as soon as you give the phone number, that appointment is scheduled because the AI can read your calendar. And in the span of the conversation in this example, it knows your name is Tony and it got your phone number. And so now it doesn't need to ask you any more information. So then you, as the prospect, you don't have to go and fill out a form, right? Which is cool because it saves you time.
You
You know
might
what I
not
mean? It
do
makes
it.
it really easy.
Yeah, it eliminates
Yeah,
a friction point.
exactly. And so now you're just on the calendar for tomorrow, now the messages that you get, the text alerts are confirming the appointment. So those automatically start going out using automation. And so the AI in this example was used as a customer support bot. Now we're using AI to initiate conversation and continue conversation over text messages, email, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, and Google My Business. These are all ways that we
Instagram.
help agents continue conversations. Now, what this does is it allows the agent, let's say they're on a podcast interview with their hero Tony right now, right? So it allows the it allows the agent to do this while their website is communicating to people asking a question. Their Facebook Messenger is instantly sending a message when someone comments on one of their posts and then continuing the conversation if they choose. It's responding to emails that are coming in, right? So if it's a new email from someone, it can respond, even if it doesn't know the answer, it just says, hey, your email was received. We'll get to it as soon as Agent Alex is available, right? So it's helping Agent Alex respond quickly, keep conversations going, and with the right information, be able to answer any client question. So, like we have this set up on, hundreds of agents are using our AI, and it can sometimes do simple things like, hey, I really want to talk to Agent Alex. Great. It'll read the calendar, provide some times that are available. Or they could text into the office. I was just in an accident and I really need to call to place a claim, but I don't have the number. Well, they can go, great. Do you know who you have your policy with? They go, yeah, it's with, let's say Mercury Insurance, right? And great, here's the number for Mercury's claim department. This all happens at 11 o'clock at night when Agent Alex is asleep. But it's his AI reading the text message, understanding the question that they're asking, and pulling from their database of knowledge to give them an answer in real time.
It sounds fantastic. I, whenever we're talking Gen AI, I'm always a little bit nervous with hallucinations, especially in our deeply, deeply, deeply regulated industry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know you're
That's
not
real.
right. I know you're not the CTO, and that's on purpose. Like I always go, send me the passionate business side person, not the CTO. But from a non-technical perspective, right, that you and I can understand to the best of our abilities. How do you make sure that it's not hallucinating an answer, especially in a situation like a claim?
Yeah. So in that case, one of the things that we did right out of the gate is we put guardrails around the questions that our AI agent can and cannot answer. And so we're doing our very best to put us in a position where it's answering only the questions that it's allowed to answer. Now, another thing that we do that is really, really important, and every agent that is thinking about using AI should do this immediately if you have an AI bot. If your AI bot is talking on your behalf, it needs to identify itself as an AI bot that is communicating on your behalf.
That makes sense.
Because then they're not, like for example, when an email comes in, hey, your email has been received. I don't know the answer, but Agent Alex will get back to you. And we sign those emails as, this is, say Jessica, the AI bot on Agent Alex's team, right? And so And then when it's responding via text, hey, this is Jessica, the AI bot, the after hours AI bot, do you remember what company you have your policy with? And then they can say Mercury. It goes, hey, this is the number that I found, right? So it's identified as an AI bot. And so in that sense, it's protecting the agent to say, we're doing the best that we can in trying to provide information. But we also put guardrails. So for example, if there's a chatbot on a website, some of the things that we say are, if somebody asks about pricing information, tell them that there is no way I can give a price, online like this. You must speak to Agent Alex, right? Or if they're saying, is this included in my policy? I do not have access to that information. You must send an email or call so that we can look at your policy. Because we do not want to give inaccurate information about pricing, about what's included, etc. There's many other things that we, make sure that we avoid so that we don't get the agent in trouble. I've seen some horror stories, Tony, some horror stories about AI bots that did not have these guardrails put in place. And some of these agents' E&O policies sadly had to go up pretty dramatically because they really set themselves up for failure.
And I've got to give to you for a marketing guy. You talked about compliance 4 times in the first 20 minutes of the conversation, which is the last thing most marketing people think of, right? We're in the sales business, right? All right. So this episode will probably come out late May. Okay. So are there any features that are coming down the pipe that you're excited to, and you're already able to talk about taking into account a late May release?
Absolutely. So there's a few things that I would love to just get people excited about, whet their appetite. Some of these things are live as Tony and I are recording this, and others will be live come May. So one of them is live now, and it is iQuote.live. So the letter I, quote.live. It's an online quoting tool, and we built it for the purpose of sales and marketing first. And so I highly recommend that you go check it out when you have a moment. But it was built to first collect information. One of the biggest problems with a lot of the quoters out there, not to name names, but one of the biggest problems is that the quoting tool itself asks for information about the potential prospect, but then it will not send a price quote, or it will not get the contact information until it has already delivered some pricing information to the prospect. So for example, it'll say, who are you? And I'll put in, I'm a 40-year-old male, non-smoker, good health. It'll say, great, your life insurance will be around $120 a month. Well, if that's all the information that I gave it, and I was not planning to spend $120 a month, then I will leave, right? But what if, Tony, the agent has other products that could have served me better? He would never know because I never put in my contact information, because that's not how the quoter was set up. And so our iQuote engine is designed for multiple things. One, it's designed to gather the contact information immediately. So it grabs your contact info and your date of birth right away. The second thing it does is it asks what products you're interested in. Now, this is huge because on December 13th of 2023, the FCC said that when let's say an insurance agent, when the business contacts the prospect, the business cannot talk about any other service except for the one singular product that the prospect has said, I'm interested in this. So that means that if you fill out a quote for life insurance, that if on the very first phone call, I mention, oh, by the way, I could also help you insure your home and auto, you could be in violation of the TCPA, which means you could get sued for 25 grand by the consumer and they will win. So there is a lot of things that are now out when it comes to how you communicate to prospects at the first point of contact that you must be careful of. So within iQuote, after we get the contact info, we ask them what products they're interested in, and they have a checklist. This checklist is built by the agent. So it's whatever the agent provides. Let's just say they're a P&C agent that also has life insurance policies. So it's home, auto, right, health, life. So it's a list of all the ways that they can serve and support that prospect. So let's say the prospect chooses auto and life. Well, iQuote then uses AI to then ask questions 4 at a time. So it's a very short form. It feels like it's easy to fill out. And we gather as much information as possible from the prospect in a compliant way. So now the agent can reach out to the prospect and talk about auto and life and all the things that they checked off. And then at the very end, it says, hey, let's schedule a call to go over it. If we have the opportunity to send price quotes, like we have a life insurance quote engine, we're working on a few other cool things behind the scenes. We'll show, hey, we have a range of prices that we have found, but we need to go over some things with you before we can give you a final price. So it sets up the agent so that they have a one call close with the prospect, and they can set it up so that they're selling multiple policies to that prospect. So we have, so we launched this in March, and we did it to a very small group of our agents that use Agent CRM. So we have a little over 100 insurance agents using iQuote. And so far, out of it was about 1,200 different prospects that have gone through iQuote, 98.2% of them, Tony, asked for information about more than one type of insurance product, which means that a prospect that found the insurance agent online for probably just one thing. They were probably just looking for life insurance, right? For most of my clients that are using it, they're life insurance agents. But when they went to iQuote, they raised their hand and said, I really want to actually talk to you about life insurance, retirement planning, and like Medicare, right? So it's setting our agent up for multiple ways to serve and support that person. So that's iQuote. I'm super excited about that. I think we're ahead of the game when it comes to compliance. And I really truly believe that because of the way that we've built it, if you already have a quoter on your website, let's just say you're using Ninja Quoter, and you replace that with iQuote, I believe that you're going to sell more policies because of the way that we've structured the quoting engine and how we gather information. And the second tool that I'm excited about, Tony, not to get ahead of you, I don't know if you want to ask any questions about that, but the second tool is called Lead Boost. That's not out as we're talking, Tony, but it'll be out by the end of May. And what Lead Boost does is it gathers information about your prospect just by using their name, email, and phone. So there's a lot of stuff available in the public records, which is good and bad. But with your first and last name and your email address, I can pull who you are, where you've lived in the past 3 years. I can find a lot of information, and there's a lot of fun bits of info I can also find out about you too. Like if you're on a current Medicare plan and which one you're on, I can find out if you're on an ACA plan, and I can find out if you have self-pay healthcare, right? So this sets up health agents really well when they talk to their clients. I mean, you don't need to, this is a different world, but this is going to be one of the biggest years ever in Medicare, like in the past 15 years, because of all of the different price changes that are happening around prescription drugs, right? And so every single prescription drug plan is going to go up in price. A lot of people are going to get surprised by that, and they're going to want to switch plans or at least talk to their Medicare agent to see if they're on the best plan for them. So Medicare agents are going to get really busy and really rich this year, which is amazing. So, but they need to know, is the person I'm talking to on a prescription drug plan or not, right? It'll help them close more deals. And so Lead Boost pulls that information for them and populates their CRM with that information as soon as the lead comes in, or it could be as when the appointment is scheduled, etc. So we're really excited about Lead Boost as well, and that'll be out end of May.
Alex, I gotta say, this sounds like a very complete product.
Yeah, thank you, man.
We're definitely well beyond the limit of my knowledge of life and health. But uh, you've definitely sold me that this makes a ton of sense. I cannot believe $96 a month seems like you're giving it away. If you decide to double the prices before it goes live, my video editing is not good enough. But what I would probably do is hilariously bleep out every time you say 96 or I say 96, and like put a speech bubble instead. So beep, speech bubble, the correct number, because my video editing skills are limited. So anyway, fantastic having you on the show today.
Thank you, Tony.
Learned a lot about what's going on your side of the industry. Absolutely awesome. Look forward to see you at the next conference.
Let's go.
And when this goes live, I will tag you and the company on LinkedIn. And thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you, Tony. I really appreciate you, man.